Car Seat Headrest is probably one of my favorite bands of all time. Led by all-star young boy Will Torpedo, Toledo, Torpedo, pick one. They've made some of my favorite albums I've ever heard, and I always think about all these other YouTube channels making video essays and stuff talking about why their music they like is so important to music culture or to them. There's even a few car seat headrest ones that are related, and they're really cool and probably better than mine. But heck, all of that. I wanted to talk about my favorite car seat headrest album. That album would be Nervous Young Man, released in August of 2013. This 2-hour long ass album was released, and I wouldn't find out about it or listen to it until summer of 2018. And since that point, I've had nothing but love for the album as all these long and fantastic songs grew on me. Before this album grew on me, I loved the original Twin Fantasy, probably a little more than a teenager should, but that album gave me some emotions, man. So you can probably assume Nervous Young Man was pretty gosh darn epic to overtake my favorite Car Seat Headrest album. The album opens with a 15-minute track called Boxing Day, which is a rework of a song Will made when he was an itty-bitty teenager and went by the name of Nervous Young Men. That's a common trend for like one other song on here. Boxing Day has lyrics about not being allowed to go outside, rose-tinted glasses, and not being allowed to show emotions, and all other sorts of business. The song's sound resembles like Will Toledo's already great songmaking style mixed with like some upbeat neutral Milk Hotel with some goddamn horns popping in sometimes, and the refrain where Will yells, is just beautiful. However, starting an album with a 15-minute song is already a surefire way to turn some normie listeners away. I use the term normie ironically. Boxing Day is actually a holiday on December 26th, which is pretty groovy. The next song is called We Can't Afford Your Depression Anymore. Your Depression Anymore is in parentheses, I believe. Which has a nice little catchy refrain that the song title makes a direct reference to. The lyrics are pretty much about struggling with depression, the instrumental. It stays pretty upbeat. It's almost like a hopeful song. It kind of reminds me of Sober to Death from Twin Fantasy in a weird way. Both songs are kind of like bad situations, but there's like hope glimmering through with some lyrics and the instrumental. Also, there's kind of a struggle going on between the lyrics. Two people almost like with the song ending will sing, I don't know how to make you happy. That's what he says. I don't know how to make you happy. After that comes one of my least listened to songs personally, but there's still some to like. It's called Don't Remind Me. The part that says Don't Remind Me is in quotations in my script, but like, I don't know how to say quotes out loud other than saying quote unquote, which sounds kind of dumb in this situation. The song is pretty good, and it's a bit more quiet than the first few songs, and provides a calm mood. The lyrics are kind of about like a crush a Will has on someone maybe, and also the last sort of verse has a line about jerking off, which is always appreciated. The next track is a real banana slammer. It's called Homes, and it just smacks you right upside the noggin, and has an extremely catchy chorus, and is just an absolute bop about wanting to leave a house, escape from problems, and all other sorts of stuff. A friendly reminder that all of my opinions on these lyrics are just interpretation. This song goes on a little too long in my opinion, but it's not to any large fault. The next track is called Afterglow, which like Holmes has a really catchy chorus, but is less loud and kind of an odd feel with the way the drums work, a bit hip-hoppy. There's a sample of Holmes at the beginning of the song. The lyrics on the song question like all sorts of important things, like what the fuck you're supposed to do after sex if you don't smoke. Will Toledo said he can imagine Kendrick Lamar singing the chorus to this song, which is an odd thing to say, but I can kind of see it. The next track is my least favorite. It's called Jerks, and it's about jerks. Thanks for watching, folks. The next song is called Broken Birds. It's about broken birds. Thanks for watching, folks. Just kidding. Broken Birds is a longer song, and it's more hi-fi than most like other like car seat headrest songs, at least like earlier ones. It's got a soothing atmosphere that builds up to some real emotional crescendos and stuff. The song also has a really great lyric, which is maybe your parents gave you a Lego set in middle school, maybe the kids in class smashed it to pieces. And I think that's just sad in an odd, impersonal way, which a lot of other lyrics kind of remind me of that exact sentence I just said. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we hit the longest track on the album, The Gun Song, which is it's by far my favorite song on the album. It's made this 17-year-old loser cry at least twice on my 15-minute walk to the bus stop. The lyrics are basically an ending to the relationship arc that sort of started with either 3, the Carcy Headrest album, or Twin Fantasy, depending on how you view it. But like, there's chords from Stop Smoking from Twin Fantasy, which, you know, sounds like a completely different song from Stop Smoking, but you know, it's there. The song is like split into freaking 4 or 5 parts. You know, it's a 16-minute song, so you know, it's long. And it sort of starts as an acoustic jam with some sad lyrics about a love ending. And then the second part of the song is covering bad events in a relationship, moving to good parts of the relationship. And this part just has a beautiful lyric. If I'm not getting fucked over, I'm not getting fucked at all. Which is literally me. And then the lyrics reference that one line from Beach Life and Death where Will tells the listener to blame Walt Disney Studios for stuff. And then Will covers an event that is so goddamn depressing. Will talks about the moon and says that at least him and his lover have the moon, but then his lover replies, "I'm inside." And then there's just transition to the next part of the song with some noisy, soaring guitars, and then begins a very somber part told from the point of view of the character of Will, or Joe's lover. By the way, I forgot to mention it in the lyrics. It says Joe sings the first few parts, but then this part is sung by Joe's baby, just to clarify. Then Will has to talk about eating people again, like he did on Beach Life and Death. Seems just as symbolic here as it did on last song. Bam! Guitar solo, and then screams to hold me tight, and William, 1 shot, 2 shots. And this is the best part of the song, where you are most definitely allowed to cry if you were listening to it. And there's another golden line. All I know is one of us is supposed to kill the other. Isn't that what they say when they say lovers? And there's a lot of emotions, and there's, after all that, there's a fade out with some nice somber guitar chords. I'm gonna say somber a lot and keep messing up while I'm talking, by the way. And then you're like, wait, there's 3 minutes left of the song. And then as the song fades out, hard guitars fly in, and it's like, you just got Will screaming, "Down by the river, I shot my baby." To my knowledge, this is Will singing a Neil Young song. This is the other part where you're allowed to cry. Believe me, you're allowed to cry twice during a 16-minute song. That's not against the law, I promise. The next song is a short lo-fi piece called Goodbye Love. Goodbye Love. I did not say that very good the first time. Which is about leaving someone once the singer found out they were pregnant. It's odd, it's a bit quirky, and I enjoy it quite a lot. And it's in the perfect spot on the track list. I don't really think it could fit like anywhere else. The next track is another one of my favorites. I Can Play Piano is the title. And goddamn, this is basically the end piece to what is like the first half of the album. It's a feel-good piece about, you know, having something to offer the world, being responsible. This is another song where you're definitely legally allowed to cry too. Its ending part where Will just repeats, "I can play the piano, A, B, C, D, E, F, G," is just so goddamn epic. The next song is called Crows, baby, and what my game theory for this song is it's about a furry convention, because Will screams, "What if for just one night you turned into an animal?" And I think that is superb lyricism if it was about a furry convention. The next song is called I Wanna Sweat, and this song is a certified 10 out of 10 bop that you are allowed to dance to. It's about wanting to dance and being kind of awkward and having sweaty hands, because I just found out, hey, I'm a man and I have sweaty hands. And there's one heck of an instrumental outro. It's really just everything about it's really good. There's not much else. It's like simple to the point, and it's like fantastic. It kind of reminds me of Bodies from Twin Fantasy, but like, the lyrics are a little bit less emotional. It's not as much of a bop as Bodies, but it's it's fresh. The next song is called Burning Man, and this song has some goddamn fat Skrillex wubs at the beginning. I'm sorry. And it just has a powerful chorus that like strikes your heartstrings. The lyrics on this song I find are a little more hard to understand, and I'm not one to come up with game theories out of the blue to explain what Mr. Will Tortilla is talking about. I just love the chorus on this song, and all in all, it's a great mix of what is needed to make a fantastic song. I'm sorry that was a filler sentence. This song is really good though. The next track is a bit of a flop, but it's a somber piece called Dreams Fall Hard. It's real folky, has sad lyrics about feeling bad and being gay and thinking it's dishonoring the family, having dreams and stuff. Dreams falling hard, as the title implies. This song isn't bad, and it's not as bad as Jerks, so I'm gonna give it a Damn by Kendrick Lamar out of 10. I know he hit a real epic song. Plane Crash Blues, baby. This song is a real G, and it moves in silence like lasagna. Just kidding. My favorite part is where Will tells me to shut up, because we all need to shut up sometimes. There's a nice big crescendo sort of thing with some drum fills, guitars, horns, and comes my third favorite song on the album right after, and it's called Big Jacket. Almost every line on this song starts with "you can have," and Will is really giving it all out, dude. And the fucking lines about his pet cat get me very emotional, and the way the song builds and adds more layers is fucking beautiful. And there's like two big parts. The first one is where Will is yelling about his cat's left eye is nothing to worry about. That ends, and then Will's talking about giving away more shit, and then bum like Patrick on the camping episode. The hardest fucking emotional strike hits your heart like a battering ram as Will screams, "You can have my piano," and he keeps going. He says, "You can have his rolls of duct tape," and he just screams. He just keeps screaming, and it's so good. It's like screaming. You can hear the pain in his voice, but it doesn't sound like bad metal music or something. And he offers his big jacket as a little quiet line at the end. This is another song where, by judicial law, according to the U.S. Constitution, you can cry. Only during the rolls of duct tape part, though, or the screaming right after. And we have a song that I also really enjoy, called Death at the Movies. This song kind of has an outro that I don't entirely enjoy, but the chorus is really catchy, and you can tell Will is a fan of many different films through his lyrics and a lot of car seat headrest songs, but this one kind of hammers it all home. Its song kind of reminds me of Tonight Tonight by Smashing Pumpkins, if that makes any sense, if you've listened to both songs. That's about all I have to say on that. The next track kind of brings the album into a final arc of sorts. The next song is called Just Tired. And like the gun song, the lyrics are very much about a relationship ending and having trouble going on. Mr. Will Toledo saying, "I'm just tired. I love you in the morning." Will starts screaming "Rise" at the end, and it's kind of sad and beautiful, you know. And this song is kind of like the dream after he goes to wait a second. According to Will's Bandcamp, you get to choose the ending song. This is a choose your own adventure album. You can't tell me it is a masterpiece. The order put in the official album, like on the Bandcamp, goes Some Strange Angel and then Knife in the Coffee. I will go by this order because it's the correct order and the most based in red-pilled order. Some Strange Angel is the final goddamn soul-crushing end to the relationship that was sort of going on. It also ties together all the wild lyrics about birds and shit, and you are, by U.S. legislature, allowed to drop one tear during this song. No more, no less. The lyrics at the end really tie it all together, you know. When it's all gone, I love you, and when I'm done, I love you. And it's all a depressing note. And then my second favorite song ends the album beautifully, Knife in the Coffee. And this song is another remake like Boxing Day was. This is extremely symbolic with the lyric changes Will makes to the song. The song was originally on the first Nervous Young Men album, and it was called Clowns in My Coffee. It ends off that album. And it's pretty amazing how this album ties all that around, man. It's just genius in my opinion. The song is almost like a credit scene. It's upbeat, it has an attitude, and Will even says the fucking name of the album in one of the lines. It's like, he said it. He said it. The chorus is very catchy. The lyrics changing the chorus are wild. Everybody throws a party. Everybody throws a funeral is brilliant writing, ladies and gentlemen. And there's this little quiet part that leads to a build-up and a wild effective guitar solo and stuff. And there's a final time where Will sings the chorus, and he hits the line where he starts crying tears of joy at the end of this 2-hour masterpiece as Will and the song jam in harmony, and Will sings 4 times, I had a dream there were knives in my coffee, and it's just so catchy and amazing and ugh. So if you can't tell by now, I love this album. If you really couldn't tell by now, you're kind of stupid. I would give it a 9 out of 10 if you really wanted like a number after all this. I don't think I'd ever give an album like a 10 out of 10. Also, you watched this far, so I think I deserve a bit of a self-promo. I make music myself, and I find myself heavily inspired by Will Toledo, despite only making music on a laptop without any real instruments. I made an experimental pop sort of album. It's hard to define an exact genre, but the album is called Kane Dies. It follows 2 storylines, one of a girl getting killed by her boyfriend, basically, and the other one is a kid committing suicide. I spent a long time making it, so I hope you give it a chance. A link will be in the description, of course, for that. Thanks for watching. I'm Kane the Boss. I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, or night.